This is Real Estate Today with Cindi and Jody.
Good.
Good.
Good to
Getting
be
ready
here.
for some turkey.
Oh yeah, I know it. It is going to be a crazy day. We have our big family dinner is this afternoon, so I have got to spend a ton of time trying to cook in a kitchen that I don't have because they haven't finished my floors yet.
Well,
I don't have
should be fun.
countertops.
I was going to say we were.
yeah, we're
Jack
good.
and
I don't have countertops or cabinet doors. We're good.
Yeah, Jack and I were laughing on the way down here. We were talking about getting ready and the fact that his people are working on tile and the flooring's messed up. And I said, "Well, goodness, Cindy doesn't have countertops." So between the two of you guys, we're in business. For the first time in years, I actually have to do 2 Thanksgivings in the same day. So I will be, who was it? Is it Chandler on
Mhm.
Friends that wore his, or Joey? Joey wore his
Wear your buffet
his
pants.
Thanksgiving pants. Yeah, yeah. So I'll be wearing my eating pants to get everything done at once. So I'm not complaining though. Looking forward to it. Office Thanksgiving. So basically for the next week, solid, we're gonna eat.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's my
pretty much.
birthday. My
We have- and we
birthday
have
coming
our
up. So
Mhm. And
Your
Brian's
is
birthday.
Monday. Brian's birthday is actually
On
Thanksgiving Day.
yes.
And then
How
Tuesday
appropriate we
have-
all eat on
oh
Brian's
my
birthday.
gosh.
I'm not complaining. So cake, Thanksgiving food, sign me
And
up.
we also have our big client event this coming week. It's going to be Tuesday as our annual Ask Client Pie Pickup.
Yes.
So what about,
That
we
is-
average about 200,
hmm
200 pies just as a thank you.
From a local bakery.
Yeah, a show of appreciation to our past clients. So it's a good day. It's a busy day, but you don't realize how many pies 200 pies are until you try to load them into 3 vehicles and then keep them cool during the day.
Yeah.
So
Fortunately, I think it's still supposed to be cold this coming week, so we can actually just shove them all outside. Hope a squirrel doesn't eat them.
we did, what was it, last year or the year before it, we had to turn the air down in the office to freezing just about to keep the pies okay. So it's funny to me, this area, we're thankful that we have all 4 seasons, but it's crazy. Sometimes it's 80 degrees on Thanksgiving week and sometimes it's snowing. So
It's never good when you have all 4 seasons in the same day.
absolutely. Absolutely. So looking forward to it. Busy time, a time for family and friends and fun. And,
And this really kind of kicks off the holiday season. So
It does.
this is
we, we joke about the fact too that this is really the time of year that a lot of people realize that their house might be too small
or too big.
the layout. Yeah, sometimes it's just the layout of your house, and as seasons change and times in your life change, your needs change, and that is can sometimes be a good indicator when you have a house full of people. So we're going to talk today about what that looks like from a real estate standpoint and the holidays and how all of those things affect you. But I think it's kind of a misconception that this time of year is slow in the real estate
Right.
industry. And we joke, I'm definitely not the numbers person in this scenario. Cindy does that and does a great job of it, but she's also been very, very analytical in a good way over the 20 years that we've been doing this together. And statistically, November, December
are very large months.
yeah, not the largest, but I would say,
Mhm.
top three
Yeah.
of our entire year. So
Mhm.
I hear people all the time, well, I know nobody really buys a house during the holidays, during Christmas. So we're going to wait and put our house on the market after the first of the year. And why is that not always a good
Well,
thing?
your inventory levels go down, so you only have to be the best house on the market right now. So if you are competing with less homes, then it's a little easier to sell. Also, you see a whole lot of corporate relocation going on here toward the end of the year. So any companies that are looking to make employee changes or moves, they're going to go ahead and get that done. So you typically see a whole lot of that in the month of December.
And I think we see, people make big life decisions before the end of the year. Typically, January is not usually when people pull the trigger on big decisions. And just like, Cindy mentioned, we talked about November, December have historically been some of our largest months. January and February tend to be our slowest.
Slower months, yes.
So the weather is not ideal. It's really cold and yucky, and everybody's kind of got
It's
a
depressing.
hangover.
All the Christmas lights are down.
Everybody's got a seasonal hangover, so they're just not in the market to really make big decisions. And houses still sell all year round, so don't misinterpret what I'm saying. But the holidays are a great time, to sell your house, and historically have been very, very good for us from a buying and selling standpoint. And also to that point, spring. Everybody talks about, I'm going to wait till the spring. I'm going to wait till the spring. And just like Cindy said, you don't have to be the best. You just have to be the best right
Right. And in
now.
the spring, you have that mad rush of houses that come on the market, and you may get kind of lost in the stampede. So that's when you have your most competition is in the spring.
I think it was really telling for me this past week. I went to a listing appointment in a very, very popular, quick turnover neighborhood. You know, we laugh. There's a few neighborhoods in this area that are just kind of known for relocation. Every couple years, those are turning over. And at any given time in any market, you can find 5 or 6 houses in that neighborhood for sale, under contract, listed. And I went to a listing appointment, and there was no one. So there's one house, and it's under contract. And these people were like, "Well, you know, we think we're going to wait until January or February." And I'm like, statistically, January or February, you're going to be competing with 4 or 5 houses, and there's nobody right now. So all you got to do is clean it and be done.
It's hard to get good pictures in January and February too, because that's kind of like you said, it's just,
Gray.
yucky. Yes, yes.
Gray and cold for sure.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, the market still moves, but it's just, of course, the pictures are not as attractive as they would be other times of the year.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people want to know whether they should go ahead and decorate for the holidays or not, if they know that they're going to be putting their house on the market and getting ready to market.
And I think it's like anything. I think that's where I point to this over and over again, but you really need to seek an expert's advice before you do it, before you're to the point where you want to make that jump. And holiday decorations are another really important aspect. We don't like to take photographs of your house with your Christmas tree up. It's beautiful, but let's say you're ready, but you want to enjoy the holidays with your family. So maybe you don't want it to actually hit the market. We're going to tell you to maybe hold off on that Christmas tree, or let us take the photos now before you put your Christmas tree up. And then as soon as the holidays are over, you're not worried about running around like crazy and taking it down.
Or worst case scenario, know that you're going to have to go through it again. Probably if your home's not under contract, you're going to have to go through it again after the turn of the year.
Yeah, I think you get a good point when you talk about, if you're going to do photos, don't do it with your Christmas tree up. But for you guys, do you recommend more just that regular seasonal decorating, or do you go full bore toward whatever holiday? Because some people it's the day after Halloween and the Christmas tree's up and you're ready to go, or they roll that into Thanksgiving decorating, and then the day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday, it's shopping and putting the tree and the tinsel up.
I mean, in a perfect world, we don't want to have a bunch of Christmas decorations. And if you're going to do it, don't go over the top. So you don't want to go Griswold on it. But I mean, life goes on. So if you need to put the tree up, then I mean, just go ahead and we'll adjust on the other end.
I think that's kind of our rule of thumb with any decor. We don't want you to go overboard in one direction or the other, whether that's paint, knickknacks, things of that sort. So you're going to be minimalistic, maybe more so than you normally would. But I think our goal for photos and marketing is much different than for showings. So,
yes,
let us get the marketing and the photos and the syndication and all of those things working, then decorate. And
the
live
whole
your
point
life.
of the pictures is to get people in the door.
Absolutely.
So once they get there, if the Christmas tree's up, that's not a big deal. Now, if you have a huge Christmas tree, it may make your room feel a little smaller. So you may need to move some other things out of the room, maybe some furniture or something. But so you don't want to make the room feel too small because of all your decorating.
Is it bad that I immediately want to go to National Lampoon's quotes with the gigantic Christmas tree that takes up the whole?
That is the standard bearer for everything overboard involving
Absolutely,
Christmas.
Absolutely. So, and like we talk about smells and all of those things, real Christmas trees. You get a potential buyer with really severe allergies or sensitivities to things. We laugh. Cindy's pretty sensitive. If we walk in something and there's a lot of perfume or a pet odor or something of that sort, she's going to struggle for a few days afterwards. So you don't want that to be your buyer. So I would say just, all of those recommendations that we make on a normal basis apply to holiday period, whether that's Thanksgiving, Christmas, food odors, plant odors, all of those things. So, and you know how it is when you put 20 more people in your house than you normally do, makes everything a little more interesting. So
that also is the opportunity to realize if you need something bigger to put 20 plus people into.
Or if you need something smaller because you're no longer the one hosting.
Absolutely.
But I think that's an important thing for everybody to remember is your house has to fit you in your lifestyle.
The stage of life.
Yeah, if you are Clark Griswold and you have to have the inflatables and Santa, and you spend 3 weeks decorating for Christmas, that's who you are. And that's something that you might want to hold off if you're going to sell. decorate it the day after we do the photos. Is an important part on that side right there.
Well, and it's like anything I tell people, if I'm asking you to take it down for photos and marketing, if your goal is to move
Pack it.
and that's what we're going to do, let's just pack it up and put it away. So maybe this year, instead of 6 Christmas trees and every knickknack that you own and outdoor lighting, maybe this year you put 1 Christmas tree up, leave everything else packed up, maybe go ahead and take it to your storage unit. And I promise you're going to thank us later when it's time to pack.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
you're-
When you get
and you're
30,
not doing
45
that.
days to pack all that back up.
I think another thing that's important, just kind of going through our notes, is the thing about buyers during the holidays. When someone is looking to purchase during the holidays, that's a serious buyer.
Absolutely. If somebody is coming to look during the holidays, they're not just kicking tires because your schedule's so busy that you actually have to really, that they're serious. Or if somebody's coming and there's bad weather, then by all means, that is a serious buyer.
And I've had really good luck. And it was kind of eye-opening to me when we really started paying attention to those numbers. People, if they're thinking about coming back home, if they're thinking
Yeah.
about coming back to their hometown, they're here the week of Thanksgiving.
Right.
They're here the week of Christmas. They're with their families.
Mhm.
It's a good opportunity for mom and dad and brother and sister to look at the homes that they're thinking about. So while it's a headache and maybe an inconvenience for you as the seller, if you're the buyer, that's the perfect opportunity for you to get some input, compare drives and locations and to where you are.
Mhm.
So it's actually a very, very active period of time for those people that are looking. And you're very unlikely to get someone that's just quote unquote being a nosy neighbor
Right,
or wasting your
right.
time. Because if they're taking time out of their Thanksgiving
Mhm.
break or their Christmas vacation to come and look at your house,
Right.
they're
Especially if
serious.
they're just here to see family.
Yeah.
There's a reason they're looking.
And we all know, moms and dads can be pretty persuasive if they, if you're thinking about moving back. So, we jokingly say they brought their whole family to the home inspection. Oh, there's nothing we hate more. Family input is important to people and having them here for that period of time. And I used to think, why on earth would somebody come and look at a house on Thanksgiving? But they're here and they have days off work and they have
I
time
don't
to
think
do
there's
it.
ever been a Thanksgiving that I have not showed a home. I
Mhm.
mean, it's very, very common to get those calls because there are people in town.
Yeah. So, and on the flip side of that, if you're not here because
Perfect
you're away, make sure your house is show ready. Make sure it's available. We can change the showing instructions so that people can go without approval. We're still going to know that they're there, but you don't have to give the okay, and it allows your home to be much more available. Again, you don't have to be the best. You just have to be the best right now. And if
Right.
the other home in your neighborhood's not allowing showings because it's Christmas and you just got somebody's foot in the door.
Right.
Yeah, I think now, for instance, for a lot of people that do the big family dinners and they're in and out, do they have to have their house ready to show when they've got people there? Can they just shut down their showings and go from there? Or
I think that's going to be on a case by case. I think that you have to decide what your stress level is and then whether you can do it or not. Now, also, I usually like to call and talk to, if I'm not the one showing it, to the buyer's agent that's showing it so that I can find out, is this somebody that's just kind of getting ready? They need to sell before they can buy. Then that's somebody you may want to put off. But if it's somebody that's relocating to the area and they're catching a plane in a
They're
day,
only here, yeah.
and they have to have something before they leave, by all means, invite them in.
I started to say, come to my family. You can just come on in and eat dinner and we'll show you how the stove works. And
Yeah. So I think it's just knowing
Yeah.
about who it is you're bringing through their situation. And if it's a serious buyer, by all means, let them in.
Yeah.
It's better to have a showing than not have one.
And it's about expectations. I've never had a buyer that's upset if they know what to expect.
Mhm.
If you say, hey, they're going to do you a favor and let you in, the house is a mess. They just finished Thanksgiving dinner. Please overlook that. Most people are willing to do so.
Mhm. And just, go with it. It's an extra deep sink. Look at all those dishes. That's a whole week's worth right
We
there.
fit 20 people in this living room and everybody was comfortable. So
yeah, and I think that's the thing. You get a chance to see what a house looks like. If you do it right, you can see what your family's going to look like when you get to the house. And I know showing on the holidays from really Halloween going forward, I've already been in houses that have Christmas trees up. I was in one that had a Thanksgiving tree.
those are my kind of people. Just leave it out all
Yeah,
year
that's
round.
me. I grew
Find a
up
reason.
in the country, and we had Christmas lights on the front porch all year round.
I love
Mhm.
it.
Just didn't flip the switch until December.
I have a client that has a Christmas tree closet. So they put it on casters and they roll it in the closet and they pull it out the next year.
Yeah.
My kind of
That is
Another
my
good
dream.
reason to have an unfinished basement right
Yes,
there. You
yes.
just take it downstairs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
that-
helped
that
plug
is
your
my
Christmas
dream
tree
to
upstairs a
have
few
that.
times.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. That's
Really,
funny.
when we talk about it, is there any reason you would want to take a break showing your home?
Well, I mean, I think it's just a personal decision. If you just, if it's too much stress for you and you just mentally can't handle it, and you're not up against a time frame or something, that's completely up to you. As far as the market and the marketability of the home, then this time of year is absolutely fine.
Yeah, we don't want to put anybody in a difficult situation, period. And by all means, if you have your brother and sister and their infant children and 10 people at your house, may not be the best time. But otherwise, there's nothing about the market, like Cindy said, that would deter us.
All right, guys, we're going to say wait until work. When we come back on Real Estate Today with Cindi and Jody, we're going to talk more about getting your home ready for the holidays with some great interior and exterior decorating tips and some of the coolest trends coming up for 2022. This is Real Estate Today with Cindi and Jody.
I'm Barbara Corcoran. I built the #1 brokerage firm in New York City by marketing luxury homes to the most qualified buyers. What makes the difference today in your area? The same thing, custom marketing to the right buyers. In Chattanooga, the agent I trust is Cindy Richardson. Her personalized marketing plan attracts more buyers and sells more homes for more money. She can even give you an instant offer. Get the best marketing for your home. Go to rg423.com and put more money in your pocket.
Cindi and Jody. Welcome back to Real Estate Today with Cindi and Jody. As always, Real Estate Today is presented by Offers Instant, the easiest way to sell your home. Get a guaranteed offer on your home in 24 hours. No showings, repairs, negotiations, and best of all, no problems. Go to offersinstantly.com or call 205-INFO for more details. Each Keller Williams office is independently owned and operated. So we've covered a lot about getting your home ready for the holidays, but I got to ask, it is the weekend before Thanksgiving. We've got a lot to do this week. Turkey or ham?
Ooh, turkey.
Both.
Both?
Both.
I'm not a ham. Favorite side dish?
Macaroni.
Jesse, turkey or ham? Both. Jesse's a both man.
Turkey and ham. I will get both. if they're
Light
available.
meat or dark meat?
Light.
Dark.
Oh, light. Man, mac and cheese. I'm not
Yeah.
surprised. What's yours?
Oh, stuffing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm
That's
a
fine. That's
well,
my jam.
dressing or stuffing?
I gotta go dressing.
Dressing.
Only if it's one of those where the people that made it aren't weird and they put random things in it,
Mm.
like water chestnuts and the thing out of the turkey that comes in the little bag.
What is that? Giblets or whatever? Ugh.
The giblets. And,
Yeah,
and
is it
everything.
giblet
I
or
can't-
giblet? Giblet.
I don't know.
I don't
Don't
care.
put it in
Keep it
there.
away from me, whatever you call it.
And they put it in gravy. Yeah, I can't do that.
I can't want to.
Yeah. Y'all are getting me excited. I'm just gonna eat. I'm gonna eat for like 4 days straight. But my eyes are way bigger than my stomach, so I'll get a plate. And what is that? I saw this quote today that said something like, "If you see me wearing leggings with 2 plates and a buttered roll in my mouth, it costs 0 for you to mind your own business."
Well,
That'll be
it's,
me.
It's like, we live by the motto of the cushion in the office.
Yeah.
Leftovers are for quitters.
Yes, absolutely. Whew. Yeah, we do have a pillow that says that, so I'm not complaining. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. We were talking a little bit before we took a break about some advantages of this time of year and what a good time of year historically it has been for us. And it kind of brought to mind one of the things that we've done on a few of my listings recently is it's given us the opportunity, especially land that is hanging around a little longer now because of a rise in building materials and that sort. It's still selling, but the days on the market for land are
Increasing,
lengthening
yeah.
a little bit. Still a very, very healthy market. So I hesitate to say that because I feel like it scares people. But our area, one of the biggest things we have going for us is the leaves, the colors this time of year. So I know in one of our subdivisions, a couple of my land listings, we've done drone photos. And that photography is unbelievable this time of year.
Right.
So you really give people, especially in other parts of the country that are relocating to here, we take that for granted.
Mm-hmm.
The mountains and the true 4 seasons and leaves. And like Cindy said, January and February are not great times to take photos of property. So even if we can head it off and maybe take your exterior photos now.
Mm-hmm.
Or take some of your interior photos. If you're going to have 15 people spending the week of Christmas with you and it's not ideal for you to go on the market, I have a listing like that right now. We're going to list their house and it's the plan, but all of their adult children and their children and families come and stay at their house. So we're going to go ahead and take
Probably a
pictures.
good time to go over, send the stager over and do the walk and
Yeah.
talk so that they can, the children can help pack up.
Well, in this particular case, the adult children have the basement full of their things. So
Oh,
everybody gets to
Everybody
take a
gets to
carload
take their stuff.
home.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, when they come. So that works out good. But we are going to go ahead and take exterior photos of the property
Mhm.
because it's beautiful and they have a beautiful mountain view and the leaves have turned and it's pretty. And in a couple months, it's going to be
Your
gray
children
and
are
dingy.
never going to take their stuff. Go ahead and put it in a storage building and send them the key.
Yeah, and I don't want to be negative, but they probably don't care about their kindergarten assignments
Yeah,
and
put
all
it,
those boxes.
ship it to them.
Give it to
Ship
them
it
and
to
tell
'em.
them to take it or leave it. It's on
Mhm.
them now.
Yeah, and it's key to the storage building and the bill for the storage.
Mhm.
Absolutely. So it is, a great time and a great maybe time to, I don't know about you guys, but when I take my Christmas tree down, that's when I kind of go crazy and clean, like
Mhm.
declutter, get everything ready, and I just am done. I'm so excited to put it up, but the day after Christmas, I'm over it. I want
Yeah.
it down. I want everything up.
When everything looks so minimal after you take it down, after you get so used to having all those decorations out and everything. But that's
Yeah.
what you want when you go on the market. That minimal look is better for marketing.
Yeah, so it's a great time to really be primed and ready. So if we do some of the marketing things on the front end, when you take everything down, you're ready to go,
Mhm.
and you're packing things up, and you're taking decorations to storage or putting them in the attic or whatever that looks like, and you've got all of the other opportunity to do those things
Yeah.
as well that you've been putting off.
Yeah. And if you're kind of hesitant on whether to put it on the market or not, now's the time to call us or call your realtor and have them go ahead and come out and take a look at your house and kind of let you know what's going on in the market. Do your market analysis so that you can see what's going on in your price range. And then that way, if you have anything that they need you to do to get ready to go on the market, it gives you something to work on right now. Especially like she said, if you have family coming into town, now's a good time to be able to declutter and do some things.
Well, and what I have found with the people that I have spoken with and met with during this time of year is a lot of our handymen,
Oh, yeah.
contractors, yard work, pool people. Those people are pretty slow this time of
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
So where it's
All
taking,
shrubs 50% off at
yeah,
Home Depot right now.
if it's taking 6 weeks to get a
Mhm.
handyman in, I have one I called on a property last week and they're already there working.
Mhm.
So really good time and a good time to maybe negotiate some prices or
Right.
including things in one, because they're not as busy.
Right. Yeah.
So
You don't want to do any exterior painting in this time of year, but now is an excellent time to be able to do some things. And like you said, that's when people are not as busy.
Sell your home fast and easy without all the hassles. No showings, no repairs, no negotiations, no problems. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3, sold. 1. Contact us. 2. On-site evaluation. 3. Offer in your hands within 24 hours. And you pick the day you close and move. Too good to be true? Nope, just simple.
Go. So let me ask you guys this. What do you think is the most important things for people to actually focus on right now? Since handymen are so available right now, what are the biggest things people need to be focusing on around their homes?
I think an easy thing is go ahead and freshen up your flower beds so you can get all the leaves and everything out of your flower beds and go ahead and put down some fresh mulch. If you're needing to replace any dead shrubs or anything, now's a good time to do that.
well, like you mentioned, shrubs, greenery, that sort of stuff is on sale.
Mm-hmm.
And then availability. And I don't know if you've ever tried to tackle the leaves in your yard, but my gosh, growing up, that was like the worst job ever. And you'd spend hours raking them into a pile and then the wind would blow and they'd be everywhere again. So, things like yard work. I know there's a period right here where they get busy getting everybody kind of ready, but like Cindy mentioned, new mulch. That way in the spring, when things
Mhm.
start to bloom and grow, you're a step ahead
You're
of the
ready.
game. Yeah. Because trying to get it back right after the winter is one of the worst things if you
Right.
haven't, headed off on the front end. So things like that, yearly maintenance items.
Mhm.
So the winter is a really good time to, get your central heating and air cleaned, serviced, checked. Make sure everything works right before you turn that heat on full blast for the
I think
first
it's a
time.
little easier too right now to get electricians and plumbers out to your house. So if you have any little projects that you have been putting off, now is a good time to go ahead and make that call. They're not as busy, so not as much new construction that's breaking ground right now. So it's a little easier to get those people out.
Yeah, and interior painting, any sort of quote unquote handyman type things. If you have a pool, having someone close your pool the right way.
Okay.
It could be a processor problem.
Pick up on
Fine,
that again.
We'll just get here. So yeah,
Yeah.
start back with the comment about
Yeah, and
irrigation.
don't be afraid to be loud. Really?
I'm about to scream.
So am I. All right.
And now's a good time to go ahead and winterize your irrigation system. Don't try to save a couple of $100s. I've learned the hard way that if your irrigation system, you get a busted pipe. We didn't know it until we got a very large water bill.
Yeah, we
No.
were fortunate.
Here.
So put your mouth on this when you talk. Like just lean over and I'll lean over. It's
Yeah.
fine. Just put your face right there when you talk.
Okay, I'm gonna lick you.
Don't play because I will lick you right up the side of
Yeah,
the
I
face and
know.
you know it.
While I'm here.
6.
So, ladies, wow. So let me.
There we go.
Irrigation.
I had 2 recordings of you asking that question, so.
You take the better of the 2 recordings.
I'm going over there.
I'm about to be over.
All right, I got an Amazon order ready to go.
All right.
Ready?
Okay, let's try it one more time. If not,
Irrigation. Face on the mic.
And now's a good time to go ahead and get your irrigation system winterized. I've learned the hard way. Don't try to save a couple of $100s. I didn't know it until we had a busted pipe and got a very large water bill. That's when we discovered.
Yeah, there's we were fortunate at the time. I didn't think that we were, but we could hear water running. So I was like, do you hear that? I hear water running. Do you hear that? So it didn't take very long. But like Cindi said, especially with irrigation, sometimes it's too late before you figure it out. So
Yeah, ours was in the far back corner of our lot, so we did not know it, and it was running and going straight into the storm drain. So we didn't
Good,
even
just-
know it until the water bill came in.
water in the whole neighborhood. And let me just go ahead, if you guys are watching us on Facebook Live, let me just go ahead and apologize for the ridiculousness that's going on over here. Cindi and I look like the Judds. We're one mic down, so ignore us over here with the duet. And if you would like to see what someone who really knows what they're doing in radio, the gentleman behind us is making radio spots. So apologize for the ridiculousness that's going on. It seems to be kind of a comedy of errors around here these days, but you need to know how to get ready to sell your house. We've got you.
Yeah, and I think the important thing too right now is make sure that you have your mechanical systems up and running. We've had our first cold week of winter, so it's important to get that stuff done. We're going to step away and take another quick break. When we come back on Real Estate Today with Cindi and Jody, we're going to talk about decorating your house for the holidays. Real Estate Today with Cindi and Jody on Talk Radio 102.3. Welcome back to Real Estate Today with Cindi and Jody, your real estate experts in Southeast Tennessee with more than 20 years of experience serving the greater Chattanooga area. Ladies, before we left off, we covered a lot of stuff today. One of the things that I've kind of been excited about, surprisingly, weirdly anticipating, is actually talking Christmas decorating, because I am not the decorator, but I also have highly strong opinions about how people do things.
Well, I'm just dreading the conversation. Well, I've already had the conversation about Sweet talking him into climbing up in the attic and pulling it all down. That's the worst part to me, the bringing it down and the putting it back up.
Yeah, well, I've got to hope my husband actually goes by the storage building to pick it up.
Well, I don't know. You're hosting at your house this year though, right? So you have to decorate. I was going to say, your kiddos out of the house, you could get by
It's
with it.
family. How much do you really have to get ready for family? I've already said I don't have cabinet doors or countertops.
So the pickings are going to be slim at Cindy's house. That's the
Is
moral of the
anybody
story.
really going to notice there's not a tree?
Probably not. Yeah, I think you could offer a deterrent.
Yeah.
They wouldn't notice. So if you're not up to speed, Cindi just bought a house and it was a project. And this one was like, oh, we'll be fine. We'll just say you've been living in the basement. How long?
Oh, about 3 months now.
Yeah. So 3 months. You're upstairs, correct? At
Mhm.
least part of the time.
Mhm.
And you have appliances, but no countertops.
Yes, the day we got appliances back was wonderful.
Yeah. So she's winning. Cindy's winning. But I think you have an excuse. If nothing else, you have an excuse. So, but yeah, the getting it up, I love this, the setting it up, the actual decorating. I love it. By the time it's the day after Christmas, I'm over it. And all I want to do is throw that stuff in a box and stick it upstairs. But I'm always thankful the next year when I get it down that I took the time to get it right. So this year I'm thinking I want to kind of change up things, and we're going to talk a little bit about trends and things that people are leaning towards. But What style would you say your Christmas decor is? I know because I've known you for 20 years, but I mean, what would you say?
I think mine's probably a little more traditional. It's a lot of white, reds, golds.
Jack, what about you?
Ours is more kind of the hodgepodge. There's a lot of white, red, and gold, but a lot of the figurines, a lot of that style stuff, and it's not my personal taste. I'm very clean, classic type of decorating, but I don't have a say. My wife does. So.
You say yes, ma'am, correct?
Exactly. I just
Um,
carry it up. from the
One tree or more than one tree?
We are 2 trees.
Oh no, I'm in the stage of my life. I'm lucky if I get one up.
Well, I moved, and so I'm in a much smaller home. So I'm a one, almost a pencil tree. So like a really tall, thin tree is what I did last year. That's probably what I'll do this year as well. But traditionally, I had done two because you have the one when your kids are small with all of their things and the things that they make, and kind of the hodgepodge, and then my actual the pretty tree. I've always been much more of the whimsical, really bright colors. I don't like, crazy colors, but reds and greens and, candy stripes and that sort of stuff. But I think this year I'm going to go completely different and do neutral.
Yeah, I think neutral is supposed to be the big trend this year. So you're seeing a little less of the buffalo plaid and going a little more neutral colors.
Do you go straight from, you know, um, Halloween to Christmas, or do you do fall decor?
I don't do anything this
Cindy,
year.
we're going to ignore Cindy. Cindy is working on countertops and cooking on a hot plate. So, Jack, does Aaron go straight from Halloween to Christmas?
Aaron is very seasonal. So we have, once you kind of roll past 4th of July and clear Labor Day, the fall stuff starts to trickle out. And there are the fake fall colored leaves and the pumpkin gourds and the cornucopias.
I think in a normal year, we go straight from football season to Christmas.
Truth. I was going to say football season definitely takes precedence, but it's a joke between Cindy and I that I have a problem with pumpkins. Like, I don't know what it is, but I'm not a really kitschy decor type person, but you put me in a store with a bunch of fake pumpkins and I can't help myself.
Our storage area is nothing but pumpkins and throw pillows.
I have my bases covered, but I think because Thanksgiving, I have such a large family. I'm one of 5. There's a lot of us. I think Thanksgiving happens, and because people are going to be around for Thanksgiving, I want to have fall decor. But I'm also a very quick, Black Friday, couple days after Thanksgiving, my Christmas tree's going up. The day after Christmas, it's coming down. Because I think Cindy would also vouch, despite the pumpkin and throw pillow comment, I'm very minimalistic. I don't like a lot of things. I don't like a lot of clutter. Maybe that's real estate has done that to me.
I don't know. I'm lucky if I get my tree down before spring.
Let's just for the record, who has taken your tree down the last
Oh
2
yeah.
years?
Oh yeah. Thank you, Jody.
Yeah, exactly. If you didn't know better, you would think I'm your slave. But I think part of it is because I'm so minimalistic. I hate it being up. So like if I go over there and it's still up, I'm like, oh, we have to get that down. Like we can't do this. You can't leave it. So hence the joke about lugging the Christmas tree down to the basement more than once. I've done that. But I think, I love it when it's there, but the second that it's over, I want it down. So I'm not I want every season to kind of have their thing and then get back to normal.
I think it's more about too, come January, I'm all about planning, getting numbers ready for next year and everything. And if you have to plan or take down the tree, you're going to take down the tree.
and I think we always, and especially in this program, we're talking about from a real estate standpoint, getting ready, if it's on your mind, if you're thinking about it, what should you do? I'm much more a solid, white lights, minimal, when you're thinking about selling your house or something that you might want to do in the near future, you don't want to be the Griswold house. You don't want to be the gory Halloween house. We laugh. You don't ever want to do anything that's going to give your house a nickname, period. How many houses have you nicknamed over the years? Yeah. You don't ever want to be the roast beef house, the skeleton house, the whatever it is. You want to be the house that they can see themselves in. So if you're thinking about listing your house, if you're thinking about getting ready, you don't want to be so overboard with anything that all the neighbors are talking about what you did the season before. So I think less is more. How do you feel about the inflatables?
I'm not a fan of the inflatables. I mean, but I know if you if that's your thing, then I mean you're fine. Just get them out of the pictures.
And I think that's a stage of life thing. So, I mean, I think if you
Mhm.
have kids, more of the whimsical exterior decorating that you're going to do, you know, that's the big thing. If you have family that's coming over that has a ton of kids, that's going to be your big thing to determine that. I mean, how are you on interior decorating time frame if you're photoing things like that, or do you guys kind of recommend for people that are selling during the holidays? Are they go full bore personal, have all of your kids' Christmas ornaments out? What do you think?
I
of
think
that?
at this point, we're so close to, I mean, being in the full throes of the holidays that it would be kind of hard to put it off and not have your pictures with the holiday decorations. So it is what it is. I mean, if you've got to decorate for the holidays, go ahead and do it. And then just know that in January or sometime toward the beginning of the year, you're going to have to redo your pictures. Because you
Unless
don't
we,
want to
unless
date
we
them.
price correctly and we're really, really
Right.
aggressive with the marketing and you're beating the pants off of everybody else that is listed in your price range, then hopefully you're under contract and you don't have to think about it. But know that if you are, because statistically homes are taking a little bit longer to sell, and I say that and I mean a couple weeks, not months and months. But with that, it gives you, you know, the opportunity to hopefully go under contract and you don't have to. But if you go into it knowing that, hey, as soon as I get all this down and I kind of get a breath of fresh air in here, we can come back and retake photos. And it doesn't have to be every room if you don't go completely overboard. The other thing that Jack said that kind of made me think about this was if there's anything in your home that is so important to you that if somebody accidentally bumped it, if they touched it, if they knocked an ornament off a tree, people are not going to be in there touching your things intentionally, but accidents happen. So if you have your baby's first Christmas ornament, maybe this is not the year to put it up if you're going to be showing your house. Just thoughts.
All right, we're going to step away and take our last quick break of the morning. When we come back, we're going to talk more about getting into the holiday spirit and our favorite parts and memories of Thanksgiving. This is Real Estate Today with Cindi and Jody on Talk Radio 102.3. Welcome back to Real Estate.
Sell your home fast and easy without all the hassles. No showings, no repairs, no negotiations, no problems. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3, sold. 1. Contact us. 2. On-site evaluation. 3. Offer in your hands within 24 hours. And you pick the day you close and move. Too good to be true? Nope, just simple.
Welcome back to Real Estate Today with Cindi and Jody. If you missed a part of the show, watch the replay of this show and others on the Richardson Facebook page and YouTube channel. If you have questions about buying, selling, or investing, call the Richardson Group at 790-7979. Each Keller Williams office is independently owned and operated. We have had fun hanging out with you this Saturday before Thanksgiving, but I have to ask, ladies, we talked about turkey and ham, favorite side. What is your favorite dessert for Thanksgiving?
Jody's banana pudding.
I get so sick of banana pudding. Like by the end of the year, I'm done. I'm over banana pudding, but I do make pretty good if I do say so myself. I am. Let me think. So one of my sons is obsessed with pumpkin pie. His birthday is the end of September, so every single birthday he wants a pumpkin pie instead of a cake. Little weirdo. I don't know what my favorite. Jack, what's yours?
Mine would probably be pecan pie.
See, I'm not a pie. I don't know.
Well,
I'm not a pie.
And you have to understand, banana pudding, which yours is amazing, that has always been the summertime treat. So I have to shelve that desire during the winter.
Yeah, I think I'm probably, if I had to go pie, probably chocolate. I'm probably like a chocolate, old-fashioned chocolate pie.
With the baked stuff on top of it, or just regular chocolate?
Not a meringue fan. I've never understood like egg whites that taste like air. I don't get the appeal, but you know, it is what it is. I'm not much of a sweets girl. I'm more of a carbs girl. So I will eat the mashed potatoes and Cindi can have the pie. That's usually the way I roll. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think I could eat with the kids.
Yeah, we'll put her at the kids' table. She just needs mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, and all of the desserts.
Yeah, that's pretty much us. I mean, I know, and Thanksgiving is for a lot of families. Has Thanksgiving always been something big inside of your families as you guys have come along? Or?
So I have a huge, you know, we jokingly called ourselves the mixed up Brady Bunch because you know we just take you in. We don't care who you are, but you know my family just tends to adopt people. So very large family, 1 of 5, great cooks, tons of food. Thanksgiving's a big deal. Christmas Day is probably a bigger deal in my family, but anything that involves food. So, Cindy, what about you?
My family's not nearly as big as yours. Um, yeah, I mean, we usually take in a whole lot of people, and it's one time a year that the whole family really comes together.
Yep. So, you know, memories wise, does one thing stand out to you, Jack?
I mean, there are a lot of them. I mean, I have a large family, as dysfunctional as it is, but for the most part, we've always kind of done our own thing individually. So I can remember getting together with like the cousins and having football games, or the Thanksgiving where it was just me and my mom, and we ended up going to Golden Corral that morning because my
I
stepdad had to
love
work
that
downtown.
though. That's sweet. But yeah, football. How could I forget football and parade? Thanksgiving
Yes,
parade.
love the parade.
So,
Love the parade. I'm not quite Chandler Bing in the parade, but I will have it on Thanksgiving morning for my daughter to watch wholeheartedly.
love it. So, Cindy, what about you? Memory stand out? Anything specific?
I'd probably the year we did get to go to the Thanksgiving parade.
Oh, I
and
forgot that y'all did that.
So that was a lot of fun, and we did some of our favorite things that day. So that was great.
So I'm gonna tell a Cindy family story because it's hilarious. So what I'm sorry, just and y'all have to know that Cindy's sweet family, she and I have worked together for 20 years. Cindy's sweet family has absolutely taken me in like one of their own. I love them. They're my family. I'm very, very close to her mother. I lost my mother when I was 19, so I'm super, super thankful for her sweet mom and how good that they've been to me all these years. But what was that, 3 years ago?
3 or 4,
3 or 4 years ago. What kind of pie is it that Brian likes so much? So Cindy's husband Brian is one
chocolate
of our
pecan pie.
yeah. So Cindy's husband, and I'm sorry, it gets me tickled when I think about it. Cindy's husband Brian is one of our business partners. Works with us every single day, and he loves chocolate pecan pie. So Cindy's sister, right,
Mhm.
had made like 20 pies. I mean, more pies than I had ever seen in my entire life on the counter. And it's not unusual for me to show up and bogart off their family holidays. So we're there. And Brian, her husband, we had a problem with one of the main things. So Brian is over there like working feverishly on the turkey or the ham or whatever it was. So everyone fixes their plates, gets everything done. And her sister had made like 15 pies, and I think three of them were chocolate pecan, like for Brian, quote unquote, all these different types of pies. Brian works his fingers to the bone. Okay, finally gets his plate and sits down and says, "Hey, I'd love a piece of that pie." We've all eaten dessert, and we look up, and Cindy's niece, nephew, and brother had taken all of the pies.
Mhm.
All the pies
They're
were
like
gone.
breaking out Tupperware, taking everything. Poor Brian's not ate. Nobody's went back for seconds, and they're packing up. They're gone.
Literally, Brian looks up and says, "What? Didn't somebody make pie?" And we all look around. We're like, "Oh, they took the pies." So that was the year that poor Brian didn't get any dessert. So next year or this year, we'll have to make sure we get
Yeah,
him
but
a pie.
it's made for a good story. We have laughed about that.
corn in the Ziploc bag. So they were packed up and gone, and poor Brian was still over there carving a turkey, and turned around and said, "Did somebody make pie?" And none of us realized that Brian had not eaten yet. He hadn't done anything yet except carve the turkey. So bless him. 15 pies, and he didn't get a bite of one. So
I mean, we're talking like professionals, like had boxes of Tupperware in their trunks, breaking it out and gone.
well, and the banana pudding that Cindy laughs about all the time. Like I looked up and people were like hopping up, scooping banana pudding out of this container. And I was like, "What are y'all doing?" And one of our other friends that was there was like, "They have Tupperware." So they were like packing stuff up and ready to go. And poor Brian is still over there with his back turned and doesn't even know that it has happened. So that has gone down in history as one of the funniest. Just be ready. You better get your plate and your seconds and your dessert all at once, or it's going to be gone. They're going to pack it up and be gone.
And Black Friday, everybody in my family is getting Tupperware.
Yes, I agree. I think they should just have their own Tupperware at her house.
Yes.
So my favorite ever is then her niece walks back. Her niece walks back in and says, Cindy's mother says to her granddaughter, "Oh, what are you guys supposed to bring?" They're going to the next family Thanksgiving, and she says, "Corn and bread." And her mom says, "Well, did you make it?" She's like, "No, I packed it up. It's out in the car." So she had taken all the leftover corn and all the bread and packed it up, and she was gone. So we it made for a good story.
Yeah, I haven't experienced it. We've always had like the tragic errors of comedy that happen. We've done the one where you put the turkey in the oven and turn the self-cleaning on and, burn everyone out of the house. We put them in frozen and forgot to turn the oven on. So when you get to dinner, the thing's still sitting in there completely frozen for like 5 hours.
Okay, not completely off topic, but this is funny, and I saw it on the way here. The prank was these parents have young like preteen kids, like from 10 to 13 daughters, and they took like a little Cornish hen and put it inside the cooked turkey, and then put the turkey in the oven and pulled it out and had the daughters like carving the turkey, and the dad is like, "Oh my gosh, what is that?" And one of the daughters is like, "What is that? Oh my gosh, what is that?" And so she pulls it out. She's like, "It was pregnant." It is the poor daughters literally are bent because they think that they have cooked the pregnant turkey. I'm like, it's the hen. Like, yeah. So I thought that was funnier.
That's
funnier
awful.
than I should have. Yeah, I thought
That's
that was
horribly
hilarious.
and I have to go find that video.
It was hilarious. And what was bad is that they had no, like, they legitimately believed that. I was like, neither one of them
It
had
probably
heads.
scarred them.
Yes, yeah, we
Oh, yeah,
did.
definitely.
We laughed too hard at that. So, jokes aside, we hope that you guys have a fabulous Thanksgiving. We're thankful for all of our clients and the people that trust us and allow us to do what we love.
Yeah, we're looking forward to seeing everybody on Tuesday for the fast line pickup. That's going to be one of our favorite days. It is insanely tiring, but it is fun. We had a chance to get out and do the empty stocking Christmas wrapping for this year. That was an amazing blast and a great time to get to hang out with everybody.
Yeah, and if you're in the Bradley County area, that is a huge, something we feel really strongly about. The Empty Stocking Fund, I think, is going to help 1,500 kids this year that wouldn't have Christmas otherwise. I know they're kind of short on helpers and people that wrap and all of that. If that's something that you feel led to do and would be interested, you can call us at the office, 790-7979, and we'll help get you set up with a time to do that. But it's really, makes you so thankful for what you have, and such a great opportunity to give back.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much for being with us this morning. We hope you have a very happy